The question asks, to design a class student or use one from a previous exercise, a student has a name and a birthday. Make a vector, student, friends. Read a set of names and birthdays in from a file or type them in, thus populating the friends vector. Then print out all friends whose birthdays fall on the current month. So at the end of this code, what we want is for the system to ask us to input the current date and then to input a number of friends and their birthdays, and the result's going to be those friends that have the same birthday that lands on the same month that we are currently in. That's going to show on the screen. So we first start off by including our header files. The first one is the include IO stream, and the second one, of course, is we're going to include vectors in this. We're also going to use using namespace std, and this will help us shorten the code. After that, this is where we start off making the class. We start off by typing in class and student, and notice how the S is capitalized. That's usually good practice when it comes to class. This is going to be the name of the class. We're going to make this class public. This is in order for the information to be accessible outside of the class. Following that, we're going to write a couple integers. The first one being int day, int month, int year. This will all show us the birthdays. Finally, we're going to use string because it also asks us for the names of our friends. We're going to start writing our main function, and this will grab information from class student to function and execute a result. So we first start off by declaring our integer type variables. This will be month, day, year, and record. Okay, so the record is going to be the number of friends that we're going to add to the program. So when the code asks us how many friends we would like to add, this is the number that we're going to use. After that, we're going to write in the vector. Here we're going to declare a vector of type friend, and we use vectors to collect multiple values of the same type, in this case being friends. So on the next line here, the class student will now be accessible by using S. So this class student is going to be accessible by using S. We will see that later on in the code. After that, we're going to start cout. Cout's going to allow the program to show the user what's here. So we first start off by saying enter current month. Following that, we're going to use cn. Cn is what the user is going to input. So in this case, we want the user to input M, and of course M is going to be month. We're going to do the same thing for enter current day, D, enter current year, Y, and the number of friends to add to the program, and that's represented by the word record here. Okay, so after that, we will use a for loop for record into the friends vector. This will be used for the number of friends to add to the record variable, and it states that we will start at 0 and end at the number the user inputs for the record variable. Like it says here, we're going to start at 0. So int I is going to equal 0. I is less than record, and then I++ is going to keep adding 1. For the for loop, we're going to cout enter name. So this is pretty much the same explanation as I did up here, where this is what the user is going to see. And what we want the user to input, we're going to use .s here, and it will read the name of student from the user. It'll do the same for their birthday. So here it'll read month, here it'll read day, and here it'll read the year. After that, we do friends.push_back s. Since we have no idea how many additions of the friends the user will add to the program, we use the push back function. This will allow us to restart with an empty vector and grow the vector friends depending on how many additions are inputted. So we don't know how many friends, like right here, the user is going to add. So that's why we add this. And after the for loop, we want the user to see friends with a birthday this month. So we're gonna see out this statement here. And in the new line, we're gonna do another for loop. We're gonna use dot size to obtain the current size of the vector here. So we're gonna start off if what the user inputs for each friend, say the month of their birthdays, if it equals what's M, so what's up here, our current month. If the friend's birthday's month equals the same current month, this is going to be what the user is going to see. So we're going to see out name, and then the friends bracket I dot name, and the same thing for their birthday. So for the birthday, of course, is the month, the day, and the year. After that, we're going to go to a new line. And at the end of the program, we're going to add system pause. And this will allow the command window to stay open just for the results to be seen. The user then will input a key once he or she is done, and this will close the window. And of course, it's always good practice to type in return 0. It's usually good practice as 0 traditionally indicates that the program was a success. So let's go ahead and run this code. Okay, so we went ahead and ran our code. Now it asks us for the current month. Today is July 26, 2016. And it asks us for how many friends we'd like to add to the program. Let's add 3 in this case. The first friend, he's going to be Larry. His birthday is on July 19, 1992. The second friend's name is John. His birthday is also July 4th, 1993. And the final friend, his name is Steve. His birthday is on April 16, 1988. And then the result is going to be friends with a birthday this month. And it's just going to show Larry and John because the current month is July and their birthdays both fall in July.